All right, we got Brother Solomon back. We have some I was going to say some somber news, but actually it's not that somber. I've decided to expand the coon classification. What do you think about that?
Expand the coon cat classification?
Yeah, because see,
I don't think it needs any expanding. There's a whole lot of candidates.
Remember, we used to talk. Remember when I did the fiddler analysis? We might go on for about an hour or so tonight, if that. Remember, I did the fiddler analysis, and we were talking about how back on the plantation, when black folks was trying to get off the plantation, trying to free ourselves, which we did, and at some point you had the suspected coon class that would say, well, Jerome's trying to leave, master. Give me a biscuit. Now, you had mentioned before that you couldn't really consider it coonery because they didn't have no power. But now, I'm looking at this whole indictment here, and I'm starting to consider putting Big U in the coon class. And the reason why I say that is because of a simple fact. Well, if you say you're activist and you say you're for the people, you're not really doing much better than the NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus. The only difference between you and them is you got power to unalive niggas. Now, some people may say, well, DP, the Black Caucus and the NAACP, they're not stopping the race soldiers from unaliving us. But I'm like, well, damn it. You come from the street. You see firsthand what black people are going through, and you're saying, well, you're a black man and this, that, and the third and all that stuff. But then you tell black folks that they need to check in. I want to play some video here. But before I do, I want to read something that just came out this morning. Now, this is a press release by none other than the United States Attorney's Office in the Central District of California. And this is for immediate release. So before, remember, the federal indictment was a federal complaint, not yet an indictment. Well, it's an indictment now. And it says right here, longtime rolling 60s neighborhood Crip leader charged in a 43-count indictment alleging, I won't say the M word because YouTube, but murder, extortion, fraud, and tax crimes. A federal grand jury. Now, for my listeners tonight, when you have a federal grand jury, they're not playing around. 43 counts charging a music label owner and purported anti-gang activist who was a longtime leader of South LA street gangs with dozens of felonies, fraud, robbery, extortion, tax evasion, embezzlement of donations to his charity that receives public money, and running a racketeering conspiracy in which he allegedly unalived an aspiring musician, the Justice Department said. Big U of Hyde Park, 2 counts of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery and extortion. That's the Hobbs Act. So they're charging him with 1 count of conspiracy to violate the RICO. Now, for people that don't know, you're like, well, that's just 1 count. Yeah, but that's conspiracy. That's a whole different ball game than you stealing the candy bar or you get shooting a nigga and they saying that's 1 count. This is a RICO. Okay? And 2 counts of conspiracy to interfere with commerce by robbery and extortion. That's the Hobbs Act. 1 count of the Hobbs Act robbery, 9 counts of attempted Hobbs Act extortion, 5 counts of the Hobbs Act extortion, 1 count of transporting an individual, basically transporting hoes, through the Mann Act. Same thing that Diddy is on. Same thing that Diddy's on right now. 15 counts of wire fraud. That's 20 years minimum right there. 5 counts of embezzlement, conversion, and intentional misapplication of funds. tax evasion. So April 10th, he has his hearing. His arraignment is scheduled for April 8th. That's a couple weeks from now. Now, charged in today's indictments is Vay, Sylvester Robinson. He's not a member of the 60s. Bear Claw. You said he's on house arrest, right?
Yeah, he's on house arrest. $85,000 bond.
All right, so if you could explain for people that don't know this listening tonight, what does that mean if you were in a RICO and then you get out?
Well, it means realistically, or legal terms, it means that they don't feel you're a threat to confront witnesses or to flee. That's legally, but realistically, common sense wise, what it means is you talk. You gave them, they're comfortable with you. They was a fair trade off. We'll let you out on bail and probably even hook your trial up, but we need you to document what you know about Big U, because this Bear Claw is the one who drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas to kill that kid. He drove the car. He just didn't. No, it was Bear Claw.
Oh, so he's from 60s, 10th Avenue.
Yeah. So what happened? But according to WAC 100, he's really not from 60s. He's just a goon type of dude that's not even affiliated with gangs. And he was saying that Big U was desperate.
I thought that was
to find people.
I thought that was vague.
No, I think that's Bear Claw. So what happened is, so I'm guessing that's premeditated murder. He probably told him, "Yep, I drove it. I watched him drag the body. I watched him do all this. Okay, we'll let you out." Because see, with RICOs, if you notice something, guys, watch a RICO, especially when celebrities are involved, people with money. What they'll do is they'll put one or two people on that RICO. Like, let's say, for instance, I'm doing organized crime right now, and we're friends, and you know everything I'm doing. You might even give me a ride once or twice. Oh, I text you, DP, pick me up over here after I pull this thing, or give me a ride to pull this lick real quick. All right, RICO, now you're involved.
Oh, yeah.
They know, okay, DP hasn't done any crimes, hasn't hurt anybody, hasn't done anything. We know this. But guess what else we know? We know that he knows the whole operation. So we're going to put him on a RICO. We're going to lock him up in federal prison for a whole year before we even ask him anything. And 6ix9ine and Gunna. We're not even going to ask you to snitch for a whole year. We're just going to have you sit. Just let it fester in your brain. And when we do come talk to you, you're going to tell us you're going to tell us like 6ix9ine. You're going to tell us shit we ain't even ask you. That's an old tactic, and it works. Because ain't nobody, especially if you had nothing to do with it. You know, but Gunna, to his credit, I mean, he did admit publicly, yes, YSL is a gang. That's snitching. But to be real with you, he kind of held firm.
He could have told more. He could have told more.
No,
a lot more.
He could have told more, but hold on. What I mean by he held firm is he didn't really talk. Because had he really talked, Young Thug would have been down. They got to a thing where they're like, wait a minute, we had Woody, whatever his name is, we had Gunna. None of these guys really telling us what we need to know. Gunna held firm. Here's what Loose Cannon and all these guys are going to do. The first time they ask you to snitch, tell them they don't know what you're talking about. You got to make them cut you a deal, because nobody is going to offer you money for something that you're giving them for free. So if they want information from, Loose Cannon or Brick, the truth is if you just blurtly just give them the information, okay, we'll charge you with what we got you with. Thanks for that. You got to let them offer you a deal. And this is for everybody that's hearing this, that's involved in any kind of criminal activity. You want a deal from the state, especially if you got a public defender and all this, and you want a deal, you got to shut up. Hold firm. Because if you give them the information, they won't offer you a deal.
Speaking of which, this is new. I didn't hear about this until, just now. North Minneapolis gang member sentenced to 14 years for the RICO. You and I have been covering this for the past 2 years. DeAndre Poe pled guilty to 1 count of engaging in the RICO, also sentenced to 4 years of supervised release. So basically, prosecutors said he participated in extensive fentanyl trafficking involving Arizona-based suppliers. He made several trips to Phoenix. He mailed at least 4 bulk packages of fentanyl back to Minneapolis. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of engaging in the RICO, and he was sentenced to 4 years of supervised release. And that's it for him.
He talked.
He talked.
He got caught getting fentanyl over the mail.
Oh yeah, you talked.
Man, he got 4 years supervised release. No, he told on them other 2 guys.
Yeah, he got 14 years.
Guarantee.
14 years and 4 years supervised release, which means yeah, you could still talk though.
Well,
yeah, that's a RICO, bro.
Because they told him we're gonna give you this. That's fentanyl. They could charge you with murder with that kind of shit. Yeah. They told him we're gonna give you. You ain't got no money for a lawyer. We're gonna give you 25 to life, motherfucker. He said, all right, or you take this 15 right now.
All right, now check this out.
Take this 14 years in a day.
Here's another one. This is from October, so it's a little earlier. But 3 Bloods was convicted at trial of the RICO. Now, one of them. Now check this out. According to the evidence presented at trial, since at least 2020, Solomon, Burrell, and Holt have been members and associates of the Minneapolis Bloods. Historically, the gang's territory is located on the south side of Minneapolis near Chicago and 38th. The hierarchy of the Bloods includes a head or a leader of the gang, senior leaders, street level leaders, and other members of the associates. So now, all OGs, to see this is where they go get Big U and some of them other dudes. All OGs are equal in rank and can direct shots or orders. Enforcers carry out the OG shots or orders by beating or assaulting the offender. If a Bloods member is disrespected, other members are expected to retaliate. When shootings break out with opposition gangs, Blood members within proximity are expected to come to each other's aid by firing their own weapons at opposition gang members. According to the evidence presented at trial, and listen to this, June 14th, 2020, Solomon, Burrell, and other Blood members went to the 200 Club, a nightclub in North Minneapolis, when they assaulted a rival gang member in the men's restroom. Following assault, a shooting broke out. Now, I thought I'd seen something earlier on an article where they confronted a dude over north for ratting. They went up there and said, hey, all right, you've been ratting. That's what I could have sworn. And then another thing, 2 years later, Solomon, Holt, and other Blood members went to Williams Pub, a bar in the uptown neighborhood of South Minneapolis, to celebrate a birthday. Inside the bar, Holt threw an unprovoked punch at a rival gang member, and the rest of the Blood members joined in. A bar fight ensued. After several minutes, the Bloods left, and a juvenile member of the Bloods shot and killed a rival gang member. Now, this Burrell dude, he's the brother of Mayan. Now, remember, we had been rallying behind that brother for a long time on this podcast, saying, man, look, this dude got railroaded, which he did, and he got back out, man, and started getting into some shit. And I said, man, dude, you should have opened up a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? You should have opened up a documentary. You should have got with, you notice the NAACP and the Black Caucus, they didn't really want to get in line with it, but he could have got out of prison, bro, and got some documentaries together, some nonprofits or whatever. They caught him with drugs and a pistol and all kind of other stuff. And now his brother's in a RICO. His brother's in a RICO.
That's terrible.
You see what I'm saying? So it's if they
Myron
got convicted,
Burrell.
yeah, his brother, but his brother is in a RICO. Now, here's the thing.
And he got charged too recently.
He got charged because
Myron got what with some drugs.
Yeah, he got caught with like $50,000. The nigga had some money, and I'm kind of like, dude.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Man,
no, he took, and you know what? They're gonna really fuck him over because he took money they gave him and tried to flip it with drugs.
Man,
They're gonna really fuck him up.
That man should have just. Maybe he thought, well, you know, I can make some money and you know, I could do this. Let me see if I can pull up this. Let me see if I can pull up this.
Testimony at trial was
Hold on, let's see. Let me raise this up here.
killing.
He felt like he had to get out of jail free
charges ending in guilty verdicts for 3 alleged members of the Minneapolis Bloods gang. This coming at the end of a near month-long trial for the first 3 defendants in the case. Danny Spiewak joins us with the latest. Danny?
Well, over the last year and a half, the U.S. Attorney's Office has been aggressively prosecuting Minneapolis gangs under a federal organized crime law known as RICO. This was the first RICO case that actually went to trial, and today the jury made its decision clear.
So these dudes, they didn't want a rat, so they went to trial. They went to trial. They didn't want to tell.
On Tuesday, a jury found Deshaun Solomon, Leontawan Holt, and Michael Burrell guilty for their involvement in multiple murders. Prosecutors say they're members of the Bloods, a gang with territory in South Minneapolis near George Floyd Square.
They killed others without hesitation and enforced their own internal rules through violence.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Luger's office earned an additional conviction against Solomon under the federal RICO statute, the same law prosecutors used back in the day to go after the mafia.
These gang members behave just like traditional mob members.
Since last May, the U.S. Attorney has charged more than 80 gang members, with 17 now convicted.
And I am hopeful that this conviction here today sends a message.
Prosecutors say the Bloods operate under a hierarchy with specific roles for new recruits.
It's a different type of leadership. It's younger now.
Now that dude right there, you probably heard of this dude. KG Wilson.
No.
Okay.
Local advocate.
Yeah, he's a local activist. I think he used to be with some Chicago set at some point, maybe back in his early 20s or whatever. You know how it goes. You know, niggas, they get the gang banging and carrying on and do their little thing, and then they do some time, and then they come out, and then they become Big U. But see, he ain't got that Big U money. You know what I'm saying? He's probably like one of them, you know, he's one of them real activists. But see, here's the thing about this gang activist shit. The niggas that's really trying to be activists, like I told you, that dude from Rolling 20s Bloods from LA, Skip Townsend, he's a real activist. He ain't gonna get no money. You ain't gonna get, if you a real gang activist, like if you was a real gang leader and you really trying to stop this shit, yeah, they ain't gonna give you no real money like that.
No, because they know you're already doing it.
Yeah.
Someone like Big U, it's very clear that they came at him.
Mm-hmm.
They said, you got the power to really shut this shit down. You talking about you an advocate. Okay, so
yeah,
we're gonna give you $2 million.
Big U actually had a lot of power, because remember what we said, and this is what startled me, and it's not something that it's not like I didn't hear before, but it really startled me because they said, remember that documentary we've seen this multiple different times where they got like an inner, I think they said they got an inner, like a inside joke or some inside statement say you ain't a real 60 unless you unalive the 60. And I said, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. What the hell? Are they serious? Is that really one of their mottos? Like, you ain't a real 60 unless you knock off another 60? I'm like, damn. Where's the brotherly love? I thought that being in the gang was about protecting each other and doing all this here. I'm like, how the hell do y'all niggas survive with that mentality against other rival gang members if y'all can't even fucking get along yourself? It was unbelievable to me. And I seen it. I said, damn, they really don't get along amongst their subsets. But
no, they don't.
But that's how the
Nipsey Hussle situation.
Well, the prime example. Let's talk about that. Matter of fact,
no matter what, we know he was killed for sure by the 60, his own set.
That's a fact.
We know that.
That's a fact.
Whether Big U sent the kid to do it or you know, it's gonna be, put it to you like this, for the Fed to go to Adam 22 and say all we want is that cease and desist letter. We don't even want the interview that you did with Big U. We don't even care about that. We want that cease and desist letter. We want that fucking letter.
They want that letter. They went to his house to get a letter.
Goes to show me, which goes to show me that somebody out of those, what was it, 15 people on that on the warrant?
Yeah.
Or on the RICO. So 12 of them are out. Which goes to show you that somebody, if not one person, multiple people just spilled their gut.
Well,
Here's what I know. Big U, he had Nipsey killed. I bet you within the 60s in that area, it's probably known he had something to do with it. They just ain't going to the police.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, that's another thing. And, those politics, I'm not exactly sure the intricacies of those politics, but in LA, you don't go to the law. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he's what they say they're alleging him to be, if people like Wack or whoever they're saying it, they're saying, okay, well, if he was working with the law, whatever the case may be, the other 60s, because see, you got to think, there's still an allure and an amount of fear. If you're a rat, but you got to think, Big U ain't no punk. This is a feared member, a feared leader, somebody that has a lot of control, somebody that has, you got to think, this ain't his first go around. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on the brother. I'm just saying, if you did this to this kid and you beat up Nip, the reason why he didn't unalive Nip, I'm talking about when he first beat him up for a DP. You got to think, from 2010 to 2018, and I'm gonna play some footage here about that. He had a production deal with Nip, so he's not gonna unalive Nip then. But now he can't get money with him no more after 2018. So now he's like, okay, I'm salty. The young homie done riz above me, and I'm the OG, and I can't get money with him no more. So what's the point of him even being around? Niggas gonna follow him before me. You got to think. Like, remember, even like Cannon said, man, I was kind of, these dudes was believing in Big U. They still looking at him as the big homie when they were little kids and grew up in the sandbox, and they used to always hear, man, Big Eugene, all the way since the 80s. So once they find out what kind of nigga he is, they like, oh man, I can't be messing with him no more. So
but it takes time.
It takes time. So look at these indictments. There's okay.
A guy like Lil Cannon, he's probably the brightest of those gang member kind of people. He's not the brightest cat in the world. And when he tells you the stories on No Jumper, he's telling you the stories about pulling licks with Big U. This is what Big U would do. Big U would go rob. He'd go send them go rob this dispensary. And they get 40 grand. Big U would call the person who got robbed and be like, hey, man, I heard you got robbed. I can get some of your money back for you. Or, look, here's how he would X Loose Cannon out. He'd say, hey, I heard you got 40 grand stolen from you. I'll get it back, but you got to give me 20. So he'd go to Loose Cannon and he'd go, hey, man, we got to give that dude his money back. That was wrong. Y'all went a little too aggressive. Y'all showed your face. Ooh, y'all fucked up. We got to give him his money back. So the whole time, Loose Cannon is thinking, damn, I fucked the lick up. So we got to give dude his money back before he snitched. The whole time, all Eugene just did is he just cuffed 20,000.
So he wouldn't pay Cannon 10 or 5. He just cuffed it all.
No, he told Cannon, one of y'all niggas that you sent with you showed his face. So the nigga knows who did it. So we got to give him the money back. That's what he's telling Cannon.
So he gave 20,000 back.
Yeah, he's telling the dude, I can get your 40 grand back, but I'm gonna need 20. So you're gonna get half your money back. Of course you're gonna say, all right. That happened to Loose Cannon about 3 or 4 times. And he said, man, fuck this shit. After about the 3rd or 4th time, then he'd sell guns and he'd write down the serial numbers before he'd sell it to you.
Oh, man. Whoa.
Yeah, so then when you go murk somebody, now here comes the gang activist shit. He'll tell the police, I think I know who did that.
Wow. Unbelievable. This can't be true.
Let me get the bullets.
This can't be true.
Let me get the bullets from back there with it. That's all Loose Cannon on his DJ Vlad, or Adam 22 interview. He broke it all down. Why would he be lying about that kind of shit? He was real stupid.
Yeah, he's not going to lie about it. it gets unbelievable. This is Big U. This is rolling 60s leader. This is supposed to be the most feared man in LA.
He got, now, that dispensary it's an unlicensed dispensary.
Oh, so he knew. Okay.
So, yeah, he knew, so he was extorting him. Like, I'm going to go tell on you, and you're going to go to jail, and your whole operation, everything's going to be seized in this motherfucker. Or it was 20 grand a month, because the dude was in California. The dude was making a lot of money. It went from 20 grand a month to 500 a week.
500.
Which would go to a week.
$500.
Which will go to show you how much Big U was hurt. And March 14th was the last one, or March 9th. Either the 9th or the 14th. No, the 14th was the last one.
That's
and
2
one
weeks
of them
ago.
Guys, either Bear Claw.
That's 2 weeks ago.
Either Bear Claw. Yeah, the 14th was the last time. Now, the feds, they've got Big U wiretapped.
Wait a minute,
so
wait a minute.
They know that he's...
Hold on.
Yeah, Big U. Yeah, go ahead.
You're telling me 500 a week. I make more than 500 a week.
Yeah, that's what it went down to because he's hurting.
Gee.
And the dude's saying, I'm not making any money. I'm not making any money because you've been sending your niggas in here to rob this motherfucker and nobody wants to come in here no more. At this point, the police, why it goes down to 500 though, is because the police are wiretapping Big U. So they know he's doing this. Okay, so they go to the dispensary. Hey, man, we know what's going on here. We even know you're unlicensed. We'll overlook that shit. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We can probably help you get your license. We ain't worried about you. We're going to give you money to give to Big U. But we're not going to give you 20 grand, 10 grand a week. We ain't doing that. But we'll give you 500. You just tell Big U you can't, that's all you got.
Now we know why this dumbass nigga went to the internet. Because a real nigga with some smarts, he's not going to go to the internet talking about I'm a black activist and all this. He going to get a lawyer. Because that's what I would have did.
He's trying to get in the street. But if you notice, not to cut you off, but if you notice on there, he's trying to green light 600 and whack 100.
That's not going to work.
He's trying, though. He's trying to say to them niggas, He first of all, one thing I give Wax credit for a lot, but one of the things he said is true. That nigga's not that smart. He's just a big, strong nigga that got raped.
Right.
He's not that fucking bright.
No,
you know what I'm talking about? First of all, if you're paying $250 to $300 now, and a guy in his position should have a lawyer already on payroll.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like Whack and all that. They got a lawyer already on payroll. He gets paid every 2 weeks. Or once a month, or whatever the arrangement is. That lawyer's going to tell you, don't put out that fucking video.
Yeah, man.
That was stupid. You look like a guilty man. And then where are you? You own 3 houses and you ain't in none of them? And you got all your kids in the van, so none of them have to, see the raid?
Oh, so he threw his kids in the van?
He had that van that you see him on the video, all his kids are in that van.
So you're telling me that this dude been operating like this? I'm looking at this indictment. Here's another thing I was telling one of my homies. He called me up and he was like, man, you think this all? I said, bro, these folks are not going to spend this time and money. This nigga been doing this shit from 2010 to March 2025 and didn't put a lawyer on retainer. He's not smart. He's not.
No, he's not that he's not. It's not even he's not smart. He ain't got the money. I mean, first of all, let's be real about it. California, okay, his son in the NFL, he's not a star. So he's probably in the 800-900 grand territory. That's probably what his son's making. Okay. You're not going to take care, in California. That's not the same. You know what I'm talking about? It's
right.
enough. And that's the son that he beat the shit out of that, they needed the police on. They don't have a relationship.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, his son that he killed his best friend, that's a whole nother son. Okay, so when if you're going to extort people for $500 a week, man, you ain't doing it like that. You know what I'm talking about? You're not really, if something happened where you could have a gambling problem. You could have a drug problem, or you could just be in California and you got too many kids and too much this, too much that. You know. And
Right.
let's be real, he invested a lot of money in that music shit. And man, I don't know any unique music outside of the shit he might have did with Nip at one time. You know what I mean? I don't know any music that unique music put out. So how's that recouping? And he's got studios and all this and all that.
I don't think he was really trying to do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that this dude was really trying to get. I don't think he was really trying to do no serious music. It don't sound like it, because you had enough. Listen, I mean,
paying for a studio.
Yeah, but
or you owned a studio. I'm sorry.
He had enough power. If you're extorting folks and telling them, "Hey man, I need 30 grand here and this, that, and the third," it just seems to me, bro, that he would have had enough power to try to get folks to, tell somebody to, "Hey man, get into the studio or something," or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but you ain't got no power to produce a hit.
Yeah, that's true.
Will that, DP? You all around motherfuckers as much as you want, but you know what I mean? You can't make nobody have a hit. And then in this era, this is hard, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even really want to. I'll do show promoting shows, but I was thinking about doing some kind of record label. I said, man, fuck that shit.
Yeah, man.
It's too hard. You know what I mean? It's too hard. But you see, the thing is with Big U is he's blaming on that last interview or whatever he did. He pointed a finger at 600. And he said 600 was with the police. 600 is a security guard. He's not a cop. So he had the badge. He was wearing the badge on his Facebook Live. And he was just snooping around, driving around Big U's house as it was being raided. He was in his car. And he rolled his window down. He told the police, he said, "Did this crib get robbed?" He was trying to play it off. Like, he wanted to ask what's going on. But he said, so he rolls out the window and he goes, "Did this place get robbed?" And the cop said something, like he didn't really talk, So then 600 just drove around, and then it went off. So when he says that, 600 is the police, whack 100, and then the 100 channel on the Clubhouse. That's what he meant when he said the 100 channel.
Yeah.
He's talking about Whack 100 channel on Clubhouse. All Whack did, what Whack did gangster? No, it's not. Not at all. It's not gangster in the slightest bit. So other gangsters, I mean, even if to the point where he could get DP, I wouldn't be surprised. But he had nothing to do with Big U. He just talked about what Big U did. You see what I'm saying? He did, and he interviewed the kid's family members. So when the mom of the kid is saying they're going to make an arrest at the end of March, beginning of April, but don't tell anybody. You would think, why would she say that online? Because she didn't know he was recording her. Whack 100 got her to say all that, the mom of the kid who got killed, without her knowing she was being recorded. That's how it came out that. So everybody's saying Whack's police. How does he know all this? He knew the fingerprints were on the kid's thumbnails because the mom told him.
Right, yeah.
He says it on the air. So that's how, but is that gangster? No. And what did 600 do? 600 gave the family some money and then interviewed them. Just,
That's content. That's content. And you know what? Here's the thing about that.
That's content. But it's not gangster.
No, it's not gangster.
You're not talking about no criminal cases.
But it's not gangster to be a rolling 60s neighborhood crip and you're a mainstay flagship leader. And if you are working with the law, that's absolutely not gangster. If that's the case, if that's true, if Big Eugene is working with the law, I want everybody to listen to this.
Oh, we know it's true, DP. We know that he gets money, or he got money from the state of California to the tune of a couple million. We know that. And I think we can see by his actions. What about that? There's a fade that 600 and somebody are about to catch.
A fade?
A couple years ago. Yeah, like 600 and somebody. And if you see something, Big U's there. That was my first kind of like, I don't know if this guy's a gang activist. He was there. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, why is he there? He wasn't there to break it up. He was there to, you know, be the big homie for the fade.
Hold on, is this it right here? Let's see. Oh, this Big U and Spider Low pulls up to the 60 to catch the fade with 600.
Yeah, why? Like, look at Big U's behavior. Is that a gang activist?
Everything's safe.
He got gloves. Let me go back. This is you right here. Hold on. Let me raise the volume up.
Fat boy, where you at, Crip?
Gloves match your shoes?
Yeah, homies. I'm just saying. You said you want to fake. I'm in your set, cuz. Friendly fade. Everything's safe. Cameras.
He said, I'm in your fade. I'm in your set, cuz friendly fade. So now, okay, I want okay, so people could understand this a little bit. That was Spider Loc.
Who said that last part?
Spider Loc. Spider Loc is from East Coast.
Is a blood, right?
No. Spider Loc. Yeah, he's a Crip. Now, Spider Loc is from East Coast. Kind of close to Compton. On the east side, but kind of like right on the edge of Compton. Spider Loc was the one where I told you about that old video where Game's older brother, Big Face 100, got knocked out by another OG. Because it was Spider Loc and I think another Crip that was in Compton. They were guests. One of the guys, and you know how it is, sometimes they might have been like, well, you know, you Game's older brother or whatever the case may be. So, but he said that the reason why he did that to him is because he had Crips in Compton. I don't think that was the case, but that's what he said. So he knocked out Big Face 100. He was chastising him at first. Spider Loc was there. This was like 14 years ago. So this was when Game was kind of coming up and stuff like that. Now, Spider Loc is from East Coast. That's still a neighborhood Crip. Remember I explained it before, gangsters and neighbors. Spider Loc is from neighborhood. He's not from 60s, he's not from 90s, he's not from, you know, from 40s or whatever. But that's still a neighborhood card. So, you know, he's basically saying pull up to catch a friendly fade, which means, yeah, we're from different gangs, we're still neighbors, but, you know, a fade for respect, basically. So he's calling 600 out to come for a friendly fade. So he has his gloves on. So let me go back and play this again. Now, like you said, you just mentioned, why would a non-gang member, a gang activist that's no longer a member, be promoting this if you're not a member? Okay, let me play it.
Gloves match your shoes?
Yeah, homies. I'm just saying.
Now, the guy asked him, he said the glove, you could see that the Spider Loc was talking to some of the other 60s, and the guy said, your gloves match your shoes. Now, the shoes are red, and you know, but they ain't tripping on that. I mean, they know who they are, so they can wear whatever the color they want. So, you know, but he's saying your gloves match your shoes, and he says dead homies. In so many words, I'm agreeing with him. Like, yeah, like my gloves match my shoes. My shoes are red, and my gloves are red.
Gloves match your shoes?
Yeah, homies. I'm just saying. You said you want to fake. I'm in your set, cuz. Friendly fade. Everything's safe. Cameras and everything. Not worry about no weird shit. Let's squabble, Crip.
So basically, he's saying this is a friendly fade. Let's not worry. We got cameras and everything. I'm in your set, so I'm in the 60s. I'm in your neighborhood. Let's get this head up fade going.
You said you want to fake. I'm in your set, cuz. Friendly fade. Everything's safe. Cameras and everything. Not worry about no weird shit. Let's squabble, Crip. Where you at? Nightbug. Bring whoever you want to bring with you. Any of them weirdos that's on your nuts, east side niggas or whoever, bring with you. Crip.
Big U standing around.
Now you would. Hold no, honey. You set the 6 holes in your backyard. Come on, you can get it too. I been dying to squabble you, Crip. Pull up. It's your backyard, Crip, remember? Whole world know. Pull up to your backyard.
So he's basically saying he's doing a Slim Thug and Flip. Remember I told you about, you probably didn't know nothing about that, but basically Slim Thug pulled up to Lil Flip's neighborhood and basically challenged him and said, nigga, where you at? I'm in your hood. Flip didn't show up. Flip was probably terrified, but you know, like, it was kind of like one of them situations. He pulled up, and I don't know. And the thing with the internet now, bro, is like, it's okay. For example, let's say somebody hears this broadcast we doing tonight, right? And they just don't like what I said, or just whatever little goofy shit. Man, DP, come on 6th Street, come to 6th Street and Cedar Riverside, pull up. And then they put it on live or put it, you know. I don't know anybody that's good that I know. It might be you, but no, I don't know anybody on Instagram that's going to just listen to it and say, well, yeah, man, they over here talk about you, man. You need to come over here. I'll probably be at work or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be checking my phone enough to really be looking to see what's going on. Somebody I know would have to bring it to my attention. So 600.
That's a different culture up here.
Yeah, it's a different culture. And well, not only that, down in LA, the way he's talking, and these are some older guys. The one would say, well, man, they too old to be doing that. But in LA, in their culture, especially with them being from the set they come from, their neighbors, so they're like, hey, let's get a fade going for respect. That's normal. The average dude in Minneapolis, if you ask him for a fade, remember, bro, even when these dudes are, how old is Spider Low? 50 almost? Big U, but damn near 50? Them niggas is like, let's get a fade at 50 damn near. We was in our 20s.
You damn near 60.
Damn near 60.
You're damn near 60.
Damn near 60, bro.
56 or 57.
Them niggas is older. Old as fuck. In my 20s, I couldn't get a fade from half the niggas at South High. You remember, I used to ask people, let's step outside and let's go outside. I don't want to tear up the teachers. You remember, like in 10th grade, from 10th grade on up, I was requesting fair fades, and I wasn't getting accepted. I was kind of disappointed because I used to think, well, okay, these dudes talk a lot, but they're not tough. And I realized something, bro, that a lot of people are afraid. Hold on, let me close this window 1 second. I realized, bro, that, and we'll wrap it up in another 15, 20 minutes. I realized, bro, that people are afraid of physical contact. These dudes are afraid of physical contact.
People are afraid of getting hit.
They're afraid of getting hit because they figure.
Of course.
They figured that, I don't know why, but they figured that, and see, that's another thing that I was going to say. I didn't start really owning weapons, bro, until my 30s. I could have easily had access to them very, very easily. It would have been no problem with me getting all kinds of artillery. But see, in my mind, when I was in my 20s and even when I was younger than that, I figured like this. If somebody's running off at the mouth, we could catch a fade. But you have so many folks that are afraid of taking an L, and they're afraid of the embarrassment. I've never been afraid of the embarrassment. I was always thinking that some dude is gonna try to shoot me because, and like, there's been times where I have had situations like that where I said, okay, look, let's catch a fade. Man, I don't fight, I shoot. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave you alone, bro. I said, this nigga's so cowardly that he don't even want to catch a fair one. So, ain't nothing I can do with him. Cause see, he's probably got a weapon. Now, in reality, if you do something to me, 9 times out of 10, you gonna go to prison. right? You gonna go to prison. You gonna get, you gonna get caught, right? So now, in their mind, they thinking that still carries on to jail, and it don't. You gonna have to catch a fade. So I've never really actually been afraid of prison. I had no interest of going, of course, but I've never been afraid where I'm worried about somebody gonna do something to me. I've never ever been afraid of that, about somebody harming me. But I always thought that dudes would try to shoot me. That's what I always believed. And a lot of times they will, because they don't want to catch a fair one, because they don't want to just go home with an L. You see what I'm saying? It's a psychological thing. I don't want people to say they beat me up. I never really had a problem with it because I didn't care. So he's basically saying, hey, look, let's catch a fade. They still do that to this day. They still do that out in LA. You can, now, yeah, people getting shot. Best believe that. But dudes is catching fades. They're still catching fades out there. In Minneapolis, dudes ain't really trying to fight like that. They're really not. So but back to this dude, he's saying he's not a member. Here's another one. This is the one you sent. This is supposed to be a non-gang member. Why is a non-gang member pulling up to Hood Day?
Well, Hood Day, I can understand that. Just living there, maybe want to talk to people or even promote your message or whatever, but not the fade. When the fade is there and he's just sitting around.
Well, there could be a fade at Hood Day. There's fades at Hood Day.
Yeah, there could be a fade at Hood Day, but that was a planned fade and he showed up there. It's not like he would just happen to be there. It's not like he was just walking by and, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, there's a fade? Oh, I'll be there. That's not gang activist. You know what I mean? And that's stupid. Stupid. If Whack 100 was pulling a lick like that, gang activist, and then he'd tell them motherfuckers in 10 seconds, hey, do not record me right now.
What about this too? This is even worse.
That's how we do it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a better one.
Movie production in the hood. That's how we do it, man.
Top flight, baby. Security.
GB running this here movie set in the hood.
Come on out here.
Coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it.
Sure.
Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in,
oh well. Just gonna check your ass out.
We're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment. We're gonna check in all of your equipment. Movie production in the hood.
Checking all of your equipment. Can you imagine being a young black director and you're trying to, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. I'm seeing a lot of check-ins. I'm seeing a check-in with Jim Jones. I'm seeing a check-in with Mano, Quando Rondo, all of this podcast. Let's see what Quando Rondo's talking about.
That's it. The fact that, it wasn't no smoke.
At all.
In hearing your story, kind of tell us how you came up. Because I don't think people, this is what happens. People really think that when you are an artist, that you just woke up and you were successful. They don't understand where you came from, your struggle with your family, with your mother and all that, and coming up living with your grandmother. A lot of people don't know that.
See, bro, one thing about me, I ain't really got no shame, to tell my story, because I don't care. You feel me? Everything don't be glitter and gold, even once you...
Now remember, I want y'all to remember this. Remember at one point, Big U was on the Breakfast Club talking about Quando Rondo didn't check in. And something happened or something like that. And let's go back to this real quick. This is 1 minute long.
Some things just got to be said.
Fair use, YouTube.
For you, I built this on my own at close. But what you wanna do? I'm busy getting rich. You think that I'm gonna stop for you? I built this on my own and everybody know it's true. Still niggas act like they supposed to have control of what I do, but look, they don't got a clue.
He said niggas is supposed to have control of what I do, but they ain't got a clue.
Shot at Big U.
Okay, let's continue.
What I've been through, nigga ain't had no trust funds or eat off no silver spoons. Nigga ain't had no peace inside my house until I moved, and I damn sure can't recall having no exit route in you. But really, I don't got a clue of what you even do. So what good is a dream?
I ain't got a clue of what you even do. So you ain't really helping me with my career. That's what that sounds like. You don't do anything.
You're a manager.
What good is a team when everyone depends on you? Hope opportunity don't knock with opportunists in your room. Cause then what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Cause if you sharing your success and not your struggle, you's a fool. Then you start to look like food. The gang don't even chew. Eat you up and shit you out. And then them critics say you through. But look, they don't got a clue.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That sounds kind of like it sound no, bro.
What?
It sounds.
You knew exactly what it was.
Now, how did he know it was about him, but he didn't say his? I mean, he said you. He said you at least 15 times in the song. But how did he know?
Foolish. And then they had it out right before that. Of course he knew. That's what the. So when he says, you know, on the Drink Champs interview, I think, I'm not sure. I think it was Drink Champs. He said after he heard that, he picked Nipsey also up for his DP. So when he picked him up for his DP, as he was getting his DP, that's when Black Sam said, fuck that. And
all right, let me see here. This Cowboy, what does he got to say?
I mean, he wasn't even there. Apparently that day, when the Cali and them had pulled up or whatever, Nip hadn't arrived yet, so the homies had pressed him. So in the process of pressing him, boom, phone go there, Big U on the phone. Yeah. Hand the phone to Cali. Big U got on the phone. Cali, hey man, shoot me your number. Bam, bam, that's it. They exchanged phone numbers. It was nothing. It was nothing. So they took it like, oh, Big U down there pressing. No, Big U found out Cali was in the hood, slid the phone, exchanged phone numbers. You know, they just took it like. Someone said, oh, you
still there? Hello? All right. Okay, you had to call back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't remember my phone. Yeah, so that's when Black Sam shoots the gun in the air. That's to stop the DP from continuing.
So the DP got out of hand.
Yeah, the DP was for that diss track. You see, as you can see with the kid in Las Vegas, Big U doesn't like diss track. And I heard that diss track, that was a lot worse than this. He was talking about killing Big U.
I wonder how Big U heard it.
Big U owns the studio.
So
Big U sent the kid from California to Las Vegas, rented him an Airbnb, and sent him to a studio and said, go make an album. And then he got on him about why the fuck ain't you at the studio? You know, after a few days, the people who were working in the studio called Big U and said, we ain't seen him.
So
he ain't been in here. What the fuck you mean?
So he didn't go in the studio?
When he found that out, he called him. Yeah, when he found out for the first couple of days, he ain't been in the studio. So Big U called him. I don't know what he said to him. Whatever he said, he came back in the studio and made that diss track. And I heard it. He's talking about shooting Big U.
Not sure. I don't know. Why would he think that he would get away with that?
I don't know. Maybe he thought Big U wasn't going. I don't know. He's a 20-year-old kid. Who knows? Might have been high, drunk at the time.
You didn't hear this part with Cowboy. Check this out.
When the Cali and them had pulled up or whatever, Nip hadn't arrived yet, so the homies had pressed him. So in the process of pressing him.
So I didn't know about this. Now I don't know if this is accurate, but Cowboy was saying that Khaled had arrived, but Nip hadn't arrived yet.
Boom, phone go there, Big U on the phone. Yeah. Hand the phone to Cali. Big U got on the phone. Cali, hey man, shoot me your number. Bam, bam, that's it. They exchanged phone numbers. It was nothing. It was nothing. So they took it like, oh, Big U down there pressing. No, Big U found out Cali was in the hood, slid the phone, exchanged phone numbers. You know, they just took it like, someone said, oh, you down there with Nip, yada yada. Everybody man down. You know what I mean? So that's the word I got from Unc. So you know, hey, you know, that's it.
I haven't heard anything about Cowboy and Big U. Haven't heard.
You know, they
haven't
know each
heard.
other. I think that DJ Khaled situation, how that went down, I think that was Big U's last strike with Nipsey.
Oh,
because I think Big U's looking at it like that could have been $5 to $10 grand right there.
Oh, to
DJ
extort.
Khaled got millions. Yeah, and who's running? If you making calls without running it by me, I'm Big U. You greenlit DJ Khaled to be here, and you even got niggas standing there making sure nothing happened to him. Oh. No, that could have been 20 grand right there. I could have extorted him. I could have got one of my niggas to feature on some DJ Khaled shit, one of my artists. Oh, no, you fucked up. And I might not ever get this chance again. You know what I mean? It's not like millionaire artists are coming to the 60s all the time. You know, that was a big chance for Big U probably to get back on. Yeah, he probably said, you know what? Okay, so when he gets on the phone with Khaled, he's talking to Cowboys probably like, oh, Crazy Low, this nigga, they're all down here making sure nothing happened to DJ Khaled. We got it, we frontlining it. He's probably thinking Big U's already okayed this. You feel what I'm saying? So once Big U gets on the phone with Khaled, he's probably peeping. I can't extort him now. You know what I'm talking about? It's already set by the time he got to the phone. I'm sure Cowboy probably already told him, yeah, we all down here. We got this shit. We're going to make sure nothing happened to DJ Khaled. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that Big U already knows about this. But Nip said, I'm frontlining this. I don't give a fuck. I'm a high member in Rolling 60s too. Now, this nigga's he's doing something huge for me. Because at the time, you got to think, Nip then is not Nip now. For him to do a song with DJ Khaled, that was huge for him.
Yeah, it was.
Huge. And for Khaled to come to Compton, to the 60s, to Slauson to do a song with him.
Yeah,
and
that was
Big U's
big.
looking at it like, wait a minute, that's 20 grand right there. That's 20 grand, and probably that artist that got killed or some other artist, I could get DJ Khaled to do some music for him. But see, a lot of these rappers and celebrities that say they're extorted, they have to be real with themselves. Guess what? If you're going to California and you're going to Rodeo Drive, you don't need to check in.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? These rappers, these not really rappers, but like ball players, some rappers too. They want to go to the hood.
They want to go to the hood.
Thing. Yeah, they want to go to the 60s. They want to go to the Piru area. They want to do that. So this is for your listeners. Some of it is extortion, as in pay me or I'll fuck you up, or pay me. Big U like to have dirt on you. Like I'll tell you, he had some dirt on Brick Baby. I'll tell you in a second. But there's another kind of checking in. Checking in is different. Checking in is I'm coming to your neighborhood and I'm about to pay you. Like when Steven Jackson went to O-Block. He paid about 30 grand to go to O-Block. Them niggas was going to get him first class service. First class accommodations, you know what I mean? Whatever you want. He didn't say that part till later. He gave them niggas, one of them kids said it. He gave him 30 grand. Just split that shit, whatever. You know what I mean? Let me do a little video here and act like I'm kicking it.
Damn.
So when you get the rappers, ex-rapper, ex-basketball player, whatever, that says, man, I want to go to the hood. I want to go to the 60s. I want to kick it on Slauson. Okay, pay a tax. Here's the problem. You got to go through Big U when you do that. But wait a minute. You just got Nipsey Hussle to just greenlit a multi-millionaire. And you just greenlit him to come to the hood and he didn't have to pay no tax? Oh, fuck that. I think that was the last strike for Nip and Big U's relationship.
Who is this lady right here? It says Nipsey Hussle's sister reacts to Big U after jumping her after her arrest. Man, I don't know if that's true. Some people just be posting anything.
Now that trap queen, the trap kitchen Amani, in my opinion, she's the one who really talked the most. Because see, Big U was he was running out of Vegas as well. That's why he was in Vegas when he made that video. He's coming back from Vegas.
Oh.
He had her, he texted her and said, bring some girls up here to Vegas. He's involved in pimping too.
So that's where that trafficking
Bring some
comes
girls
from.
up here to Vegas. Yeah, bring some girls up here to Vegas, so we make some money. Guess what? That's human trafficking. Anytime you cross straight lines and it's involving sex, and the girl is in a prostitution area, that's human trafficking. It's different if you call a girl and you say, I'm going to pay for your flight to come out here and kick it. That's
So
different.
how was you,
She's working.
How was Big U not able to really, because it doesn't seem like Cannon and it doesn't seem to me that Cannon and what's his name? Cannon and Brick Baby were fans of Eugene. How was it that
now,
now, but I'll say within the last 6 months, Howard, because they've been talking about him for a while. How was he not able to really get at them? Because it seemed like they were making a little bit of money, more than him.
No, they were making more than him, but
within the last
maybe
6
with
months,
the podcasting. Yeah, in the last 6 months, it looks like things went downhill for Big U. Started robbing Peter to pay Paul, and that should catch up to you, and I think where the real issue with Big U, with DJ Khaled's situation is, Big U probably thought I'm one hit away. If I get that one hit, I'm back on. And he's probably looking at if I can get a Khaled to feature, or I can get Khaled to get somebody to feature on one of my niggas' shit, I'm gonna make it. But where Brick Baby and Loose Cannon were little niggas that would do work for him. And like Loose Cannon in the last 6 years, I haven't talked to him. Okay, but before that, you did a lot of work for him, and they know that. You see what I'm saying? So me and you can have a falling out today, but if we had 10 years worth of dirt we did together, guess what? And that shit comes up. Doesn't matter if we're friends. Probably it benefits the feds for them not to be friends. Oh yeah, but it benefits them not to be friends, because now somebody gonna say something. Somebody. It doesn't. They don't need all the talk. Brick Baby is probably the most likely to say something.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
Just because he's got a history of doing it. The dude has 4 felonies and never did no time, real time.
Interesting. That's crazy.
And Adam 22 is the one who called him out on his podcast a long time ago, maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. He was like, dude, how come you got all these charges and you'll never go to jail? And then Wack is on it. But at the time, Wack was like, dude, you just got caught with an AK and you're out?
Yeah, he shouldn't be out.
He said it was a DA reject.
No.
Wack called cap. There's no way the police gonna raid your house, get an AK, and then they're gonna reject that shit. They got you.
We're not talking about a semi-automatic.
I think it's tying into Big U, because now here's what really opened this up, and where Brick Baby really, that's why he really never said anything, is Brick Baby is the one who told 600 about 3-4 months ago. He said, Big U got some real problems. He about to get a RICO. And 600 said, what you mean, a 60s RICO? Like, he's worried. He's like, no, it's just a Big U RICO. So 600 tells Wack this. Wack, there's a clip where Wack confronts Brick Baby. He goes, didn't you tell? He was like, you don't know nothing about that murder in Las Vegas? And Brick Baby was like, hell no, I don't know nothing about it. He's like, you sure you don't know nothing about it? You ain't tell 600 that Big U got a RICO coming? This is about a month ago, way before the RICO even hit.
That's very interesting.
He's like, no, I ain't tell him that. He's like, no, I'll send you the clip. He's like, no, I ain't tell him that. He's like, you sure you ain't tell him that? And Brick Baby gets mad and gets off. Actually, this is an Adam 22 where they call Wack because Adam will call people on the phone and then put it on the speaker. This is where he calls Wack 100. Wack goes, yeah, you ain't telling him all that. No! Brick Baby goes, how come Wack's talking about all this police shit? And then that's when Wack fired back, like, nigga, you're the one who put it all out there.
Wow.
So I believe Brick Baby and Loose Cannon have enough dirt on them where they can go to federal prison. The police are going to say, all right, we got this and this and this on you. We got guns. We got this. We got at least 10 years. Or you talk on Big U, maybe do 2 years.
And closing this out, cease and desist. They going to take this cease and desist and they going to look to try to tie Nipsey and Big U into this Nipsey thing, into Nipsey's murder. I believe Eric Holder is going to get a phone call in the next 90 days. That's what I think. I told you this a couple weeks ago.
There's another clip of Loose Cannon saying that this is a few months ago. He said Eric Holder is getting ready to talk. He said he don't like that the 60s ain't holding him down. He getting ready to talk about what happened. Now you remember, Loose Cannon, he says that Big U called him 30 minutes before Nip died.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, I heard Nip got killed. And Loose Cannon called Nip. And Nip is alive. And he goes, what the fuck?
And Black
then
Sam,
30 minutes later, he hears that he got killed.
And Black Sam said that he believed that his brother, remember, I think an interview about 9 months ago, he said he believed that somebody sent somebody to his brother, which I believed that since when it first happened. The first 3 weeks when it happened, I said, okay, this sounded like it was targeted.
Yeah, he went. Well, Big U smart enough to know, because they did get in a fight 2 days before.
Nip and
Shitty Cut.
Oh, okay.
Over those accusations. They did get in a fight 2 days, and that was confirmed by Loose Cannon.
So they had a fade.
He said Nip gave him. He said, yeah, Nip. He's like, Nick's 6'5". He's like, Shitty Cut is like 5'6". He's like, Nip gave it to him. So from there, Big U might have found that out, and that could have been his up. Like, look, man, go over there, and if the nigga brings up the snitching shit again, murk him.
And just say it was because of that.
I got you. Yeah, say it's because of that.
Never thought about it.
That was the defense. The defense was, he called me a snitch. In our neighborhood, you're known as a snitch, you're going to get in some problems.
And you got to produce paperwork when you say that. You can't just say that just loosely. And I remember Cowboy was trying to get away from it and saying, well, yeah, he didn't say that. Because remember, Cowboy testified. And he said that wasn't the case. And I'm like, I don't know.
He testified, he lied, but he did that to try to get back into good graces with Nip's family.
So he could have a job.
Well, yeah. Job, be cool, you know what I mean? Because he got the fuck out. Because, there's protocol according to Black Sam, and not Black Sam seems like an honest dude. He said, when Nip pull up, you sit outside with the burner.
Yeah.
Until he comes in. Now, Cowboy sees it and hears the argument, knows they got in a fight a couple of days before, and left the scene.
Very interesting.
Went in and left Nip out there. Left him out there to take pictures of people and this and that.
Because when I first heard about it,
back to his car, puts on a red shirt, and comes back.
Yeah, he was supposed to. Yeah, there should have been protocol. There's no way that he should have been able to get that close and pull that off.
Nope. No, not at all. Especially when the burner's there. So when Black Sam seen the scenario, they had no more use for Cowboy.
Yeah, I would have told him to go too. Like, no, hell no.
Yeah, because Cowboy never admits it. But anytime he's asked about Black Sam and them, he says he ain't involved no more.
Yep.
See, the other day, about a couple days before Loose Cannon got arrested, he caught up to Loose Cannon at a gas station and snuffed him. Yeah, I guess Cowboy kind of good with them hands.
Oh yeah. Thundercat, man. Thundercat. Don't call him Thundercat for nothing.
Man, he gave Loose Cannon a mouth shot to the point where Loose Cannon went back into the gas station. Got the mouth shot, went back in the gas station, and then the recording cuts off, and then it cuts back on where Loose Cannon say, "I'm here for my fade. Where you at?"
Oh shit!
I went inside to get my shoes.
Oh shit! That's hilarious. I gotta find that video just to watch it. That's funny. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They still.
It's all over. Cowboy gave it to him. Cowboy gave him a good clean mouth shot and was talking shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, nigga, you talking shit, nigga? I got you. Cowboy could talk some shit. You know what I mean? He got some real.
Oh, is this it right here?
Yeah, cuz.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do. I got my baby in the car. I got my baby in the car. All type of shit, bro. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
My bad.
Don't do that, bro.
He got his oh, you right, bro. He said he had his baby in the car. You can't really see too much.
No, the guy that's saying he got his baby in his car, prior to that incident, prior to him seeing loose cannon, Cowboy rear-ended that guy.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute.
We out here right now. Cowboy talking about he wanted to fade. Cuz ran like a straight hoe. Like, bro, jumped in the car and left when I put on my shoes, bro. This is some real shit. Like, cuz, like, nigga from, where you from?
I'm from Oakland, my nigga. You feel me? I'm just trying to get this nigga Cowboy to flatten my tire. I'm trying to get brother to help me get my shit back to where I gotta get to. And then bro just get out the car. He trying to squabble with bro, but I'm like, bro, I got my baby in the car and all type of shit. Now ain't the time to be doing all that, Cowboy. Bro, I got respect.
But when I asked him for a fade, when I put on my shoes, what happened?
The nigga left. You feel me? I don't know why he left, but maybe he left because I got my baby in the car.
Nah, we were supposed to be pulling over.
I don't know. Cowboy may have thought the cannon might have had some hands as well. I don't know. We gonna go ahead and close it out.
Cannon goes inside. After he hits him, Cannon goes inside
to get his shoes,
and then comes back out. He said he went in to get his shoes. But I don't know. Cowboy probably thought, I don't know what he went in there to get. Cowboy proved his point. You know, them crackheads, they like them sucker punches and shit, you know?
Cannon was barefooted. He didn't have no shoes on?
I think he had some flip-flops.
Oh, yeah. You got to let the nigga get his shoes, man. You got to let him get his shoes. But he probably figured the Cannon was going to come out there.
I don't know, but he didn't look like he had no shoes in his hand when he went back in the gas station. It looked like he just went to gather himself. They come out. The Cowboy already left. See, the dude that's talking, prior to seeing loose cannon, Cowboy ran into him, his car.
Oh, okay.
So he told the dude, he said, look, okay. He was like, I'm going to give you a ride, and we're going to buy a tire, and then I'm going to put the tire back on your car myself. And the dude said, all right. So they're driving to the tire place. As they're driving to the tire place, he said, Cowboy just stopped, seen loose cannon, jumped out of his car, and just gave him one.
That's a random place. They must have been in L.A. somewhere.
No, it's a gas station on the way, like, that you go to coming back and forth to Las Vegas.
Oh, so they was...
That's what loose cannon said.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like, it's like a known gas station when you're coming back and forth from Las Vegas. So he ran into him there, gave him one. He's a Cowboy, you know, he's hurting right now, man. Cowboy probably on disability, or he's probably close to a senior because he has nothing to do with marathon. He ain't sweeping nothing out in the front or anything. He's done.
Yeah, I don't even think the store's open no more, man, and he definitely can't go get a burger.
Working at the burger. What about the burger? You didn't see him there either.
No,
he got the rock star treatment.
Oh, this is even worse. Rockstar. I told you. I said that was real brave. That was brave. He stood up to Black. Yeah, the Rockstar 2800. He stood up to Black Sam and all the marathon Crips. I thought that was the bravest thing in the world. You told me that wasn't true. I said I thought it was brave. He stood his ground.
He had no idea. He had no idea what was going on. First of all, like, he didn't think there was smoke. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think there was a problem. And he wasn't trying to do nothing. But you heard what Wack told him. Wack said, you need a DP. They did that shit to me. It wouldn't have been. He said they did that shit to me. There would have been one burger sold in that motherfucker. I'd have aired that motherfucker out. He's like, there wouldn't have been one burger sold in that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's politics. That's politics, man. Like, you know, if you say this is because you know LA is all politics. So no matter what, that's the way that they play. No matter if you would have been outnumbered or anything. You were supposed to stand because see now that's why I say you need a DP because you put your gang on loose. If you know he's from West Boulevard, so by the fact that like you said, they escorted him. I didn't believe it until you showed me the video. They escorted him across the street. He was supposed to catch a fade. You know, he would have got stomped to the dust. But the bottom line is, no matter what, you always stand. That's the rule from what I understand in LA. You stand. Win, lose, or draw, you stand. Yeah.
That wouldn't have been good for that kid.
That wouldn't have been good at all. No, it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good at all. But I'm saying that you know, but maybe that's probably why. And I don't know. It's kind of, from what I can understand, man, things are getting watered down. The gang mentality of LA is nowhere near like the 80s. Now, the 80s, he probably wouldn't have been able to do that. He probably would have got the biggest DP ever. They probably would have kicked his ass down from Central Alameda all the way to San Diego.
But see, this wasn't gang, and that's what Rockstar said. He was like, the reason I didn't do that is had nothing to do with gang.
Yeah, he's basically saying that, you know, I'll catch him, you know, this is on the internet. So he I guess he figured this
later on, yeah.
You know, it's on the internet or whatever, this, that, and the third, but
he asked for his fade.
Yeah,
like
well,
a day or two later on his podcast,
yeah, he
laid in the dollar short.
Yeah, he requested to fade, you know, but Sam's not gonna fight him and stuff like. I don't think that's gonna happen. He told him, he said, "Man, go crash out and get in and come back." So you know, Sam's mad. You know, he's upset because he's
once he beats that Sam ain't no punk though.
Well, I've heard from from certain sources. They said that he was pressing all Inglewood families in the county jail. And Sam's not from. He's not from the set, but they said he was pressing. No. He was pressing all Inglewood families in the county jail.
He didn't have anything good to even say about gangs at all on that Big Boy interview. He had nothing good, but
he don't really like him.
The Trap Queen. Look up the Trap Queen Amani.
Who's that?
She's a woman that's on the RICO.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
that's the last person I seen on that press release. So she's on the RICO.
Yeah,
what did they say she did?
She brought the girls to Las Vegas. When Big U requested them.
Trafficking.
That's trafficking right there. If they did any work for sex, that's trafficking. That right there is 25 years in its own. That's why you guys see Sugar Free back rapping. The old school guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see him back rapping. I know the dude. You see him back rapping because it went from living off the earnings of a hooker, which was about 5 to 7 years at most without a lawyer, to human trafficking, which is 25 with a lawyer.
They asked him one time, I think it was Vlad, they asked him something about some pimping. He said, "Man, I don't know nothing about what you talking about."
Yeah, he's done with that shit. Done with that shit.
That's one of my favorite artists. Another thing that I was supposed to close 5 minutes ago, but I wanted to again make another public apology to Cuban Link. We thought that Cuban Link was hating, and he told the truth about Fat Joe. You too. We all did.
Nah.
You were you
didn't think that.
You have never bought one Cuban Link album. Name it.
I don't know what I don't know. I think you were a big fan of his at the time. I remember wasn't it built for Cuban Links or something?
No, man. Only built for Cuban Links was Raekwon. That came out in 95, man. Cuban Link came out in 99. Let's look it up real quick, man.
You weren't a fan of his. I remember you were a big Terror Squad guy.
You know, I supported Joe for a long time, but then when he started lying about who made hip hop and started calling black people radical racists, I said, I said, wait a minute, Cuban.
What about what he did to Big Pun's kids and all that? That shit I showed you with Benzinos and all that.
That was the worst. That was the worst. That was the worst thing. Cuban. I started believing Cuban because I started noticing. Man. I said, Cuban Link, he told the truth about Joe. Now, Cuban Link came out. He was Fat Joe's guy. Yeah, he came out. He signed Atlantic Records. Now, he had one album, and it did reach top 20. He had Kool G Rap on the album. Hold on, let's look at this. Oh, Train Reaction came out in 05. So, okay, so he didn't... I could have sworn he had an album that did some numbers, but it never got released. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, it didn't get released. He came out with, he was on Universal Music Group and MOB Records. He had an album came out in 2005. So he had Swiss Beats on there. He had Avant Cap 1. It don't look like Fat Joe has anything to do with this one. He had some Maya, Selena Johnson. He had some people on there. I never heard the album. So
when was it?
Man, this was 2005. So he stopped messing with Terror Squad around that time, I think, because he was supposed to be signed with them, but he never released the album. He was supposed to release the album in September 21st, 1999. But no, let me bring that back. That's the first Terror Squad album. That came out in 99. That wasn't the one with Lean Back. A lot of people didn't really buy that album, man. I'm gonna be honest. Ain't nobody asked me for that album. Nobody was really trying to check that out. But Cuban Link, he did some reggaeton music and stuff because he Cuban and all that. So it's so decent, I guess. But yeah, he never did release an album, bro. He had that album.
Yeah, he claims that May stole the course to Horse and Carriage from him.
Yeah, bro. He never really had a major hit. He had Flowers for the Dead, but that was for Pun, and that was on the top 50 of U.S. R&B and number 2 in U.S. rap. And the album was supposed to be called 24K, but it never came out. That was supposed to come out in 2000. It never came out. Never got released. So he had to wait.
That's because of Joe.
Because of Joe. He had to wait like 5 years. With Pun gone, Joe probably figured, you know what? I ain't about to release this nigga. So, I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. I'm going to upload this and we'll go into the next thing. And we got some new material that's going to be coming out. So, man, I'll probably be giving you a call tomorrow.
You got it, man.
All right, bro. Take care.
You too.
Peace.